Today's episode is going to be a little challenging, not necessarily for me personally, but it might be a little challenging for you personally to hear. We're going to be talking about affairs and particularly affair recovery. Can you recover from an affair? Some people I know will say, absolutely not. If this person cheats on me, I'm out. I will never, ever. And then they're in an affair situation or their partner has an affair. And then they say, hamana. We start to rethink that thing. So what I'm going to do today is I want to talk to you about how and if we can recover from an affair. I'm going to give you some tips on if you choose to work through it, how you're going to do it, and how you're going to be successful at working through it. So affair recovery starts now. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiff, your relationship transformation coach. I've spent the past 20 years working with high-achieving women just like you who are crushing it in every area of their lives, everywhere except their relationships. And look, I get it. Finding the one ain't easy, and relationships are hard. But you know what's even harder? Cycling through the bad ones, or worse, staying in relationships when you already know they're not a good fit. You want a relationship of ease, uncomplicated, someone to love you down, but instead you've been suffering through bad dates, sexual incompatibility, and someone who might be good for somebody, but not for you. And if we're really being honest, you know that deep down, the work that really needs to be done starts and ends with you. If you're done wasting time in dead-end relationships and sick of looking for, chasing after, or trying to convince somebody to be the one, and you're ready to become the one, then baby, you're in the right place. So prop your feet and let's clink glasses, because I'm giving you the tea and the tips to fix your relationships. Let's go. Hello. Thank you for tuning in to Fix Your Relationships podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Tiff, Dr. Tiffany Davis Henry, and I'm so excited to have you here today. We are in the beautiful month of November 2025. And if you didn't listen to last week's episode, I'm going to tell you, you need to go back and listen because I dropped something. Off, honey, for you that you might want to consider. It is the One Within 30-Day Reset. It is my guided journaling experience that is designed to help you get to the bottom of your specific and unique relationship challenges while focusing on yourself. So many of you have talked to me about really avoiding self-work, putting things off, putting your relationships first, but also being unhappy and unfulfilled in your relationships. You've got bad patterns, bad habits. You're blaming your partners for consistent mistreatment. You're ignoring red flags. You have a spirit of self-sabotage. You're doing things that you know aren't necessarily helpful, but you do need that guidance. You need some support. You need some direction. In this 30-day reset, the One Within 30-Day Reset is exactly what you need in order to get you back on track, to learn how to effortlessly call in the love that you desire and deserve, all while focusing on your own growth and transformation. 30 days, you focus strictly on you. All you need is 5 to 10 minutes a day. Okay, dedicated time to you. We all have that. We all have 5 to 10 minutes a day. We're going to target specific areas for your growth and transformation. This is, again, it's not about changing the other person. It's about working through your stuff. So 5 to 10 minutes a day, you're going to be working on your stuff. You'll get daily guidance from me, daily journal prompts from me that unlock each day. You'll get videos that help to shepherd you through this process. You get access to our private Facebook community, monthly group coaching calls, priority access to one-on-one coaching with me, a weekly newsletter, surprise bonuses, and so much more. And for the month of November 2025, everyone that signs up is a VIP, and you get everything that I mentioned, plus an extra 30 days, extended access to breeze through this program with ease, to take a breather, to take your time. You'll get the 30 journal prompts. You'll also get an extra 30 days in order to go through this process with ease, to make sure you understand the material. Also with VIP access, you're going to get an additional group coaching call. So that's 2 group coaching calls, 2 months of access, and all of the goodies that you would get with the standard membership for the price of the standard membership. So everybody's a VIP in November. Go ahead to drtiffanyhenry.com, DRTIFFANIE, Henry, drtiffanyhenry.com/the1within to sign up now. All right. So today I want to talk to you guys about a dark topic for many of us, and that is the topic of affairs. I have worked with many clients, couples who have experienced affairs where one person has stepped out, where there's been a series of cheatations, where one person cheats and then they seem to recover, and then the other person cheats and they're going back and forth because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They're trying to get out of that pattern, but, hurt people, right? So is it possible? That's the question. Is it possible to recover from an affair? What do you guys think? Are you of the mindset that if someone cheats on me, absolutely not, they're out the door? Or are you like, okay, it depends on the situation. Let's see. What I will tell you personally, I have a personal and a professional opinion on this, right? Personally, I'm of the mindset of I'm out, done, I'm dipping. Okay, I'm out of here. You cheat on me, done, over. But professionally, my professional brain says, let's see. Let's see if this is something that can be worked through. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. Relationships aren't over because of affairs. They aren't. They're over because we choose for them to be over. We no longer want to try and make it work. And I say we intentionally because both people have to try. So my short answer to the question, can you recover from an affair? Absolutely, yes. You can, but both people in the relationship have to want it, and both people have to understand their ownership. Both people have to understand what happened to get them there so as not to repeat it. You gotta get to the bottom of why you're there, how you got there. Because if you don't, you are liable to repeat it. So one of the books that I read long time ago when I first started doing work with affair recovery folks, and this is a great book. I'll put a link to this in the show notes for you. But it is a book by Janice Abrams Springs, and it's called After the Affair. I have used this book with so many clients working through affair recovery. And one of the things, she says a lot of things about affairs in this book, but one of the things that she describes the people in relationship, the individual partners in a relationship. The person that has cheated, she describes them as the unfaithful partner. And the one who has been cheated on, she describes as the hurt partner. So I'm going to try and use some of that same language here. We have two people in the relationship, the hurt partner, the one who was cheated on, and the unfaithful partner, the one that stepped out. Okay. So understanding first and foremost which one you are, and understanding that sometimes that the unfaithful partner could also be hurt. Okay. But the unfaithful partner and the hurt partner, those are the two people. So I want to give you some tips, some frameworks. If you are going to recover from an affair, here are some tips on how you will be able to do that. As always, I'm leaving room for the Holy Spirit because something's going to come to me. I know it. Something just popped into my head and it'll come out in a second. So I'm not even going to tell you how many I have. I just said I wasn't going to tell you, and now I'm going to tell you. I think I have about 5, maybe 6 of these are tips of how we can recover from an affair if you choose to. And that brings me right to number 1. You have to choose to work through it. That is an active choice. You can't say, I want to work through the affair. I want to save my marriage. I want to save this relationship, salvage it. I want us to get on the other side of this if you are not willing to do the work to do it. And that work occurs for the unfaithful partner and the hurt partner. And that's the challenge, because a lot of times the hurt partner will say, I'm not the one that did anything wrong, so I don't have to do nothing. I'm not going to therapy. You go. You're the one that cheated. I'm not going. What you have to understand, when I do couples therapy, the couple is the client. Okay. And that's not to say that you don't need individual therapy, right? Individual therapy is great, even for people that are in couples therapy. You still need individual therapy sometimes, but the couple is a client, and I have to treat the couple as a client. Okay. And when in doing that, I have to look at the couple as a whole. And so there may be conditions within your relationship as a hurt partner that you've created that made cheating a viable option or an option period. That doesn't absolve the unfaithful partner for having done what he or she did. But if you want to work through it, it is an active choice, not passive, that you both are going to have to do some work, that you both are going to have to do uncomfortable things, that you're going to have to say uncomfortable things, that you're going to have to be in uncomfortable situations in order to get to the other side. It cannot be one-sided. Both of you will have to do work that you don't like, that you sometimes hate, that you can't imagine that this person is making you go through. You're going to have to do it if you want to recover, if you want to recover, if you want to recover. I'm saying that because sometimes you don't recover from affairs. And this is a tip. Sometimes people don't recover from affairs because they don't want to. I want to stay stuck. I want to stay mad. I want to never forgive you. Forgiveness is a choice, and working through this is a choice, is an active choice. Sometimes we decide that we don't want to forgive. We don't want to forget. We want to dig our heels and we want to stay exactly where we are. Good riddance to bad rubbish, okay? Sometimes we make the decision to not work through it because we want to stay and live in our anchor, okay? So you have to make the decision to work through it. You choose to work through it. Next tip to recover from an affair, you got to give it time. You got to give it time. Statistically speaking, it takes an average about 2 years to recover from an affair. I'm going to say that again. It takes about 2 years to recover from an affair, okay? As the unfaithful partner, you have got to give the hurt partner some time, okay? You cannot rush this. The unfaithful partner tends to want to breeze past things. Why aren't you over this by now? We already talked about this. I already apologized. Why are you always bringing that up? I did that 6 months ago. Are you ever going to let me live this down? Are you ever going to get over this? Are you always going to hold this over my head? Understand, affair recovery takes 2 years on average, sometimes more, sometimes less. But if you're just weeks out from this affair, you got a lot of nerve asking the hurt partner to speed this thing up, okay? You got to understand that it will take time and you cannot rush the process. You cannot rush this process. So that is the second one. Third tip for overcoming an affair or recovering from an affair, and I hinted at this in the first one, you both must take some level of ownership. This is a hard one for folks to do. You've got to take some level of ownership. The unfaithful partner, yes, is the one that was unfaithful. They're the one that stepped out. So yes, they did the bad thing. But as a partner who has been hurt, one of the things that I strongly encourage is that you look at, what did I do or not do that made this a good option for this person? Why did they feel like this was the way to do things, or this was the way to get that need met? I worked with a couple before where cheating was an issue. And what we found and uncovered, the one partner, the unfaithful partner, did go outside of their marriage and did have a whole relationship with someone else. His partner, the hurt partner, found out about it, was devastated. In working with them as a couple, what we found was the hurt partner was not interested in sex and tended to push the unfaithful partner away. And it wasn't just, they were living in a sexless marriage. I think I've talked about sexless marriages before. I know I have on other people's podcasts. But to be in a sexless marriage, technically no sex for 6 months. That's a sexless marriage. If you haven't had, we'll do another podcast on this, folks. But yeah, if the definition of a sexless marriage is you haven't had sex in 6 months, at least 6 months. This couple hadn't had sex in 2 years. It's 2 years. It wasn't because the unfaithful person wasn't trying. It was because the hurt partner kept making excuses, and she would avoid opportunities so that the hurt partner would wait until the unfaithful partner got into bed, and then they would get into bed and slide in so as not to wake them. They would make up excuses. I got a headache. I got an early morning meeting. I'm really tired. I got to do the laundry. I got all these things on my plate right now. I can't focus on that. I'm just really not, into it. And so the unfaithful partner was feeling very much unloved, undesired, just neglected, all of the things. The hurt partner did not understand that this was a need for the partner. did not understand that this was something that not just the physical act of sex was something that the unfaithful partner needed, but that the emotional intimacy was important to them, and that was a way of showing love. And so it had gotten to the point where they wanted to feel loved. They wanted to feel appreciated. They wanted to feel desired. And they were getting that from this other person. And it got to the point of intercourse. And so one of the things we had to do, the hurt person had to confront, live with, and own, is that my lack of interest, affection made this an easy choice. And it didn't mean that person needed to start having, rabid sex. But we needed to find out why the desire was low. We needed to find out if the hurt partner did still want to be in a marriage and relationship, and if they were willing to do active work in order to improve that aspect of the relationship. Okay? So if you are the hurt partner, you still have to take some level of ownership. I'm not saying it's all on you, but what I am saying is you have to look at least be willing to examine, is there something that I am doing or not doing that made cheating an option, a good option for them? Okay. Am I pushing them away? Am I neglecting them in some way? Am I creating conditions where it seems like this is the only way they're going to get that need met? Okay. All right. Number 3. I think I'm at number 3. I don't know what number I'm on. Another tip for recovering from affair: you have to give the hurt person permission to grieve. Give them permission to grieve, but give them permission to feel any and everything that they feel. They are going to go through a grieving process. They're grieving the loss of the relationship that they thought that they had. They are also going to have lots of feelings. They may feel hurt. They may feel disappointed. They may feel angry. They may feel sad. They may feel frustrated. They may feel overwhelmed. They may feel completely outdone. They may feel terrified. There are going to be so many feelings, and you as the unfaithful partner have to give them permission to feel however they feel. Their feelings are valid. Their feelings are valid, and you're going to have to suck it up and allow them to feel. You cannot try and manipulate their feelings when you are the person that hurt them. You have to let them own their feelings. If they have to own that they had a part in it, they absolutely get to own their feelings about the whole thing. So you got to give them feelings. Next tip to recover from affair. And this goes along with that grieving process. Both partners in the relationship have to understand that the relationship will never be the same. Too often we hear people say, can we go back? Can we go back to the way things were before this thing happened? Nope. Sure can't. You can't pretend that a chapter wasn't written in the book. There are things that happen in our history that we cannot pretend did not happen. They did. Okay. It's part of our story now. It is a part of our lived experience and who we are. We cannot pretend that those things didn't happen. Okay? We can't go back to pre-affair times, but we are creating a new set of boundaries. We are rebuilding trust. We are creating a new relationship built on the things that we've worked on in order to recover from said affair. So affair recovery can happen if we understand that the relationship is we're not going to be able to go back to what it was. We won't be able to do that ever again. Hopefully we can make it better. Maybe we can be more open. Maybe we can be more vulnerable. Maybe we can communicate better. Maybe we can address our own issues, rebuild trust, have great sex. But it's not going to look like it did before because you've been through something that you hadn't been through before. All right. All right. And the last tip that I have for you is to help you recover from an affair. Both of you, and we said this already, kind of. I talked earlier about you both taking some level of ownership. Both of you must change in order to heal and to have success post-affair. You're both going to need to change. I started out this conversation telling you that both partners need to choose to work through the affair recovery. That means that both partners also are going to need to change in order for that healing to take place. Some change has to happen on both sides. It's not one-sided. It won't be. It can't be. Can't be one-sided. Both of you will have to make some changes if this is going to work. Again, this work that I'm talking about, the changes that I'm talking about, it's active. It's not passive. It's not just going to happen. Okay. And it's not going to happen I'm always going to recommend therapy, of course, but this is not going to happen with one therapy session either. You're going to have to go several times, okay, to work through this. Know that you are going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to be honest, more honest than you've ever been. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to be scared. You're going to have to be frustrated and angry. You're going to have somebody frustrated and angry with you. You're going to have to hear hard things. You're going to have to say hard things. You're going to have to embrace the hard if you want to get to the other side, okay? Embrace the hard. All right. So those are my tips for recovering from an affair if you choose to do so. If you choose the path of recovery, yes, it can happen. You got to want it. It is going to be difficult. It's going to be an active choice. It's going to take time. You have to give it time. You both have to take some ownership. You have to give the hurt person permission to grieve the previous relationship. You got to understand and accept that your relationship will never be the same. You're not going to be able to go back. And you must change. You are going to have to make some changes. The unfaithful partner is going to have to make some changes. And the hurt partner is going to have to make some changes if you wish to recover from the affair. All right? That means it can be done, but you both got to want it. Okay? Thank you so much. I'm so thankful that you guys took the time today to listen to my little podcast. And I'm hoping that the tips that I gave you today will help you to start fixing your relationships, especially if there has been an affair. If you know someone, maybe you're partnered with that person, maybe you are that person. If you have been involved in an affair, if you or your partner has been unfaithful or hurt by an affair, I encourage you to share this with said partner and have an open discussion about it, what you think about the tips that I gave, and what you think about exploring the options of maybe therapy and working with someone to get to the other side. And the most important question you can ask your partner, right? Do you want to recover? Is this relationship worth saving? Is this something that we want to do? Do we want to recover? Because I'll tell you this, I've seen plenty of couples. And this is something I didn't even put on this list. The one thing that gets in the way consistently will get in the way of affair recovery if both partners are not on the same page. I did say that, but I'm making it plain. Okay. I have seen so many people walk into my therapy office. Okay. And one person really wants it to work and the other person is already out the door and checked out. And they're in there specifically so that they can say, I tried. I did it. I went to therapy, but I'm still leaving this motherfucker. Okay? So before y'all go and waste the therapist's time trying to get y'all back together when one of y'all really don't want to, be honest, sit down, listen to this podcast and listen to what I just said. Okay? Do you want to salvage what you have? Do you want to do the hard work, the hard things in order to recover from this affair? Is the relationship worth that to you? Do you want, and I'm not saying you have to give an instant answer because you might need to think about it. You might need to pray about it. You might need to get yourself together. Okay. Go stay with your mama now. Figure out if you want to work on this because you both have to want it in order for it to work. All right. All right. And if you need some help, some clarity, I want to work on me time, come on over to the One Within 30-Day Reset. Everybody is VIP during the month of November 2025. We're doing VIP for the price of the standard program. So you can come on in, get in where you fit in. You'll get 60 days access. You can work through some of your own stuff. You focus on your own growth, own transformation. Work on you while you're trying to understand better how this is. And I'll be honest, if you're the hurt partner and you're struggling, okay, if you are the hurt partner, even if you're the unfaithful partner, but I'm talking to the hurt partner today. If you are the hurt partner and you're struggling to take ownership, if you're struggling to figure out how you got in this situation, if you're struggling to understand what is my part in this, the One Within 30 Reset is for you. It is absolutely for you. It's not just for singles and dating people. It's for partnered people and married people as well, because we too have things that we need to figure out. We too have baggage and triggers and stuff that we should be confronting. We too need to give ourselves the necessary time and grace to weed through the things that we are bringing into the relationship that we have been called out. We have been called out on repeatedly but haven't done anything about. The One Within 30-Day Reset will help to get you on the right track, will help you to get clear on what you're bringing into the relationship that you probably should have left at the door. This is the program that helps you. And one thing, this last thing I'm going to say, the one reason why I wanted to do this is because everybody doesn't have access to therapy. Everybody doesn't have access to going and seeing a counselor 30 sessions. But this stuff, the stuff that I put in the One Within 30-Day Reset, it is in a sense self-paced because you're doing something every day. You're getting a new prompt every day and you've got 30. You can download each one of the prompts each day and do it at your leisure, honey. You could do it at your leisure. So in that way, it is self-paced, but you get to control this experience. You get to go through it at your pace. I'm giving you 30 extra days. You're a VIP, honey. You get the extra days so that you can figure your stuff out and stop blaming other people for your raggedy decisions. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to stop fussing at y'all. All right. Thank you guys so much. Now that I done fussed at y'all, thank you so much. I do appreciate y'all tuning in to my TED Talk. This has been another episode of Fix Your Relationships Podcast. I'm Dr. Tiff. I hope to see you in the One Within. If you would like to join us for this 30-day reset. Oh, what I was going to say. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of seeing a therapist. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of seeing me. But this is me in paper form. The One Within 30-Day Reset is me. This is me pouring out to you everything that you need to do that we would be doing over the course of maybe 30 sessions. It is a bargain, honey. It's a bargain deal because you're able to get this and you can do it in 30 days time. You can do it even in 60 days time because I'm giving you the extra time to do it. And if you need extra support, if you want more hand holding, you have priority access to one-on-one coaching. So there, come on in the room, as the old folks would say. All right. I will y'all see I'm getting delirious now. Thank you so much for joining me on Fix Your Relationships Podcast. I love you so much. Talk to you soon. Ciao. Hey, babe, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My goal with this podcast is to bless you with information that helps you fix those relationships that are most important to you, but not before you do the self-work needed to make sure that those relationships thrive. If this episode was exactly what you needed, then guess what? Somebody else probably needs it too. So do me and them a favor. Please share this episode with your good girlfriend and let her know about the podcast. And while you're at it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. This really helps to grow the podcast and puts it right in front of other women who are desperate to work on their relationships and themselves. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to join our community of like-minded women all on a journey to become the one. You can sign up for free at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/email. I know that's a lot, so just go on over to the show notes and click that link there. Thanks again for listening to Fix Your Relationships with Dr. Tiff. I'll see you right back here next week.